it's a bad thing, but what concerns me most is I hear that there are 3 ships steaming towards her now, and I imagine they're probably already there, and I guess they're actually probably dieseling, but that was the term they used. How much are we paying as taxpayers for this gal to be rescued? It seems to me she should be, she and her entourage are the ones that should be paying for it.
But should she be left to the sharks? I mean, you do notice it's a private boat's going to help her. Government...
Oh, I don't know that.
With its bureaucracy, couldn't even figure out how to save her. No, it's fishing trawlers that they looked on the GPS and found the closest ones. But I agree. I think the family who does like publicity, I mean, personally, I wouldn't send my 16-year-old daughter out in the Atlantic Ocean by herself. When she's 18, if she wants to commit suicide, she could. I mean, it's dangerous, much less a circumnavigation of the globe. Her brother got chased by pirates in the same area when he was 17, and so it is asking for it. But I don't want to lose my liberty, so if they want to go do this, more power to them. And I think it's bold, and I think it's okay for her to get rescued, but I agree, if any taxpayer money goes into this, Mommy and Daddy need to fit the bill.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
All right, so let's do it, Alex. Let's talk immigration.
Let's talk immigration. Okay, go ahead and tell us your views on immigration, men, Ian and Mark.
Mark, do you want to start?
Sure. What our belief is that free people should be able to cross borders of free countries freely. And there are certainly some issues that should be resolved, and it may very well be that allowing free people to do that would resolve those issues. Some of those issues are things like welfare. I don't think that anybody should be required to pay for anybody else's child to be sent to school, to pay for their medical conditions, to pay for their food. Those are the jobs of charities and mutual aid societies. I don't think that you should be required to send kids to school or to pay for their hospital bills, or a hospital should be required to cover their medical bills, and therefore your insurance rates and your hospital bills go up. But I do think that people should be allowed to come to this country and work for a better life, as so many of our forefathers did. I mean, it's a country of immigrants, and in the past, even though there have been immigration laws since the late 19th century, before that they didn't have them, they were largely unenforced because there were only a couple of ports of call that they actually had immigration officers at. So people would just show up at different places, walk across the border, and nobody ever asked for their papers.
But see, I agree with you, but here's the problem.
Oh, good.
If you have a government that is, saying, come here, have a baby, everything's paid for, and by the way, our Ford Foundation schools are going to teach you that this belongs to Mexico and America's evil, and we're going to use you as a political weapon to take Alex Jones's private property and his guns, which 90+% of these people end up voting for in every statistic we've got, then I can't say, oh, I'm a big happy libertarian. Let's have hundreds, millions more from all over the world come here and raise my taxes. Everything's free. Oh, and here's my guns because you voted for it. It is suicide to have open borders because we don't have a libertarian free state system. I understand in the great free state there would be no state. There would just be free individuals of the world figuring it out in a free market. The problem is I got Goldman Sachs running my government, using it for corporate welfare to literally suck every drop of blood.
You're right. Yeah, Alex, you're right. I mean, the first thing that you said there was that you mentioned that it's the government, and it's the fact that people believe in government, that they believe that it's appropriate to use aggressive force against their neighbors to either make them behave in the way they want them to behave or to stop doing the things that they don't like them to do. It's this belief in coercion and in government that continues to perpetuate this system where the government is used as a tool.
Here's an example. If my neighbors are yelling and screaming and their dog keeps barking, I'm not going to call the cops on them. I'm going to go knock on their door.
Mm-hmm, sure.
And then, of course, if they try to assault me, then I'll probably try to call the police because this isn't 10,000 BC, and if I beat the daylights out of the guy or fight back, I'm going to be the one going to prison. So, I mean, you know, do you guys believe in zero government? Because the founders said we needed a government to protect us from another government, because as long as you've got other governments, the minute we get rid of a government, they're going to come over here with their bigger government and make us their slaves.
Well, I believe in less government. And when we get to less government, I believe in less government than that. And when we get to less government than that, I believe in less government than that. I believe that there should be voluntary, that there should be voluntary interactions between individuals as much as possible. And I think what we have today is not an immigration problem, but a government problem. And I hesitate hesitate. I doubt very seriously that you can use the government to solve a government problem.
No way.
It's just not going to work.
No,
the only thing you can get is a police state where they're knocking on our doors, demanding to see our Mexicans that we've got in the backyard.
A war on immigration would be the same as a war on drugs has been. You get more drugs, you get more dangerous drugs, you get violence, you get the black market.
I agree. They're going to selectively enforce, and when they do arrest illegals, they're going to take them and give them green cards and legalize them. That's what they've been caught doing already.
Alex, I hesitate to even use that term, illegals, because I think the connotation there is that these are people, we're calling them illegals because they've broken some arbitrary diktat laid down by some unaccountable bureaucrats in Washington, D.C., and I can proudly say that I have broken plenty of their diktats, and I don't follow their rules, and so I would also be an illegal by that definition. In fact,
no, I know, but Ian, there are laws. There are laws. If you jump out in traffic with 80-mile-an-hour traffic in front of an 18-wheeler, you're going to get your guts all over the highway.
That's a law of nature.
Yeah, but hold on. It's a law of human tribal nature that we got Mexico that's lost wars with the U.S., that's fully collapsed under their government, with 100+ million people, 30+ million that are here right now. And again, we go back to this thing of we still have a government, we have all this welfare, we have all this in place, and then then we have this structure. They are illegal. If you try to go down to Mexico and live however you want, and I mean, Ian, why don't you get with a woman and go down there and ask for a free baby and free health care? You're going to get your butt thrown in prison. I mean, do you know what they do to illegal aliens in Mexico?
Right.
My point is you can't lower the borders until you have that free state.
Well, I don't think that what the Mexican government does has anything to do with what free people do. I mean, that's just another group of
it abuts us.
Tyrants.
Yeah, but you can't listen. If you've got a big government sitting right next to you, and then you lower your borders to it, they're going to come in and get all the welfare, which you say you're against. I mean, I'm talking about reality. I'm talking about what's going to happen.
Don't answer it.
If fear strikes your heart when the phone rings, knowing it may be another bill collector, it's time for you to call Zero Debt in 90 days. 800-477-9256. Settlements, bankruptcy, and attorneys are not the answer and may end up costing you up to 10 times more than necessary. Listen, if you're already in debt, does it make sense to get buried in another payment plan? Zero Debt in 90 days gets you out of debt in 90 days guaranteed, without a payment plan and without attorneys or going to court. Get the fastest relief from debt on the planet when you call 800-477-9256. If you have debt with the IRS, credit cards, student loans, or a foreclosure, we can help at Zero Debt in 90 days, and we are the only organization to provide written guarantees on the results. Go to ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com. That's ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com. Or call now for free information. 800-477-9256. That's 800-477-9256.
The question is, where should the American people draw their line in the sand?
What have we got? A republic or a monarchy?
A republic is based on a constitution which protects minority rights.
Not democracy, not mob rule, two wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner.
So they think they own our land, they think they own our water, children, our education, our money.
We have to define who we are and what we will tolerate.
Somebody's going to ask you what you did during the Patriot Uprising.
You have been warned.
We have the facts. We have the Constitution. We have the Bill of Rights. We have common law. Knowledge is power, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm so excited to be able to offer you Don't Tread on Me, Rise of the Republic. Tyranny is upon us, but liberty and the sleeping giant that is the American people is rising. A new tool in the info war. Don't Tread on Me. Order it at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139 and support independent, patriotic Liberty films.
Hello, this is Alex Jones with some important questions. If you're going into a battle and they give you a rifle and a sidearm, how much ammunition do you want? My answer would be all I can get. In the battle for freedom and the lives of your loved ones, food is your only ammunition. How much do you want? When do you want it? Now or after the battle starts? When will you need it? Can you buy it without proper identification? Will there be any food? Will it make your children sick? If there's a quarantine and you can't feed yourself, will you go to the gathering center and be immunized? You wipe out all these problems if you have a good food supply. Food is your ammunition to fight for your freedom and your life. How much will you need? We don't know. How much do you want? All you can get. I'm Alex Jones. I want all of you good guys to live to fight another day. Call 1-800 1-800-409-5633. Or check it out on the web at efoodsdirect.com. Again, that number, 1-800-409-5633.
You've seen our SinoFresh banner on the GCN website.
Yet your sinusitis is still a problem.
Are you waiting for your sinusitis to go away by itself?
Are you waiting for a SinoFresh discount?
Okay, here it comes.
But first, the facts.
67 other products merely treat symptoms.
And not the cause of sinus problems.
And 37 million Americans suffer from sinus distress just like you. But now many are finding relief with the only patent-protected homeopathic nasal product that antiseptically eliminates the known causes of sinusitis. SinoFresh.
Now, here's your limited time discount offer to use SinoFresh.
Call 888-906-3636 right now for $2 off per bottle when you mention GCN. That's it. Just call 888-906-3636 and mention GCN for a $2 discount.
But hurry, this offer is only for the first 1,000 customers.
Call 888-906-3636.